Oh, welcome to episode 41 of the Valley Sports Talk podcast. Back to the normal voice doing that. Unfortunately, I was dying in bed of COVID last week. I was unable to join, but the boys had put a pretty good show on. I watched the whole thing, and no complaints.
Except
What?
Devontae.
No, yeah, that pissed me off. That your guys' list pissed me off. Not gonna lie. The fact that you guys
Sorry.
didn't have
Wasn't the
Devontae
one that
number
had
one.
traded.
The fact that Brayden, didn't you have him at 4?
Yeah.
That made me throw up. Not even kidding.
Yeah, it better have.
That was gross. Okay. Anyways, on today's episode, we're gonna be talking about the NBA. The NBA season is coming to a close. On today's episode, we're gonna be talking about our playoff play-in predictions. There's a couple questions that Max put down here on our script that we're gonna answer. We're gonna talk about some disappointing teams, some impressive teams, and then we're gonna go through a couple of top 5 segments. We have a top 5 favorite Canadian basketball players and our top 5 NBA games moments of all time. So I think Max has questions to start, if I'm not mistaken, for us.
Yeah.
Sure. You want to
Well,
go? You can go ahead and go through them.
Actually, yeah. So we'll start off with the questions, and then we'll go into. Why don't you do the play-in tournament then? Predictions. After that.
Okay. So do you want to do questions first then?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So for our first question, was this LeBron and AD's last chance at a ring? We'll start with Brandon.
Oh, you want me to start? Eh?
Yeah, I do.
Personally, I think it is. I don't think. I'm not saying LeBron won't win another ring, but I think if he wins a ring, he won't be the guy anymore. I know that sounds weird to say, but I mean, people can blame them not making the playoffs on injuries, but like LeBron did play more than half of the season, and they weren't winning when he was in the lineup. So I don't think you can say injuries are the reason they didn't make playoffs. Personally, I just don't think this team gelled well enough. They tried to put superstars together, and it just didn't work out. I don't know. I think LeBron might actually leave LA this year just because of how it all worked out and stuff, and the amount of money Westbrook's making and stuff. They're not going to be able to make any changes. So I think if LeBron wants a ring, he's got to leave.
I think LeBron has one more year left on his deal, if I'm not, or at least 2. I think he's
No,
got 2.
I think he can leave.
I thought his contract doesn't end until Bronny gets in the league. I'm pretty sure.
No, it's the year before.
Okay. Anyways, do I think this is the LeBron's last shot? No. Do I think it's AD's last shot? If he stays in the Lakers, yes. I agree with Brandon. I think LeBron, if he wants to win another ring, it won't be in LA. He already did that, but the way that LA has constructed their roster, they have so much money going into like 3 players that they're gonna have to do what they did this year. They're gonna have to sign guys like Trevor Ariza, who didn't work out. They signed Taylor Horton Tucker, assuming he was going to take a jump, and he was not very good this year. They also had guys like Melo, who I think was a fine role player, but they also had guys like Dwight Howard, who is way past his prime and honestly should probably retire. They had another couple of old guys like that, like Wayne Ellington, I think they had signed. Do I think it's LeBron's last chance, though? No. Do I think, actually, this is going to piss Max off. I think this year ended the chance of LeBron becoming the GOAT.
Yeah, I disagree with that.
Yeah,
He's
I knew
37. I don't think it's fair to. I disagree because like he's I don't know. I think he's playing better this year than he was last year. And last year we weren't saying that we were holding this season against him. I mean, I'm not gonna go into the GOAT debate, but I don't think it's fair to hold this season against LeBron, in my opinion, just because. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is before this season, if you had the mindset that LeBron was the GOAT or MJ was the GOAT, I don't feel like this season has an impact on that. I'm not saying that people don't have the right to say MJ is the GOAT. I'm just saying I don't think this season cements anything because all that I saw from LeBron was he's the best 37-year-old player that we've ever seen. So, I can't really use that against him in a legacy debate because I think he was actually better than MJ was at 37. That's what I think. But at the same time, like I'm not making this an MJ LeBron thing, but at the same time, obviously it's a letdown of a season. It's a letdown that the Lakers weren't even able to get to like the 7th or 8th seed. They actually ended up at the 11th. So I'm not gonna like sit here and say that LeBron had a great season, but yeah, I would disagree with that. But yeah, anyways.
Braden, do you have any comments?
I mean, you guys make some very good points when it comes to it. I don't think this is his last chance to win a ring. I just don't know where that would be, since you guys are saying like, oh, he needs to leave the Lakers in order to win a ring. And then I think this would actually also be AD's last chance, because if they start losing players because of cap space and contracts and stuff, then you're going to lose all that team they worked so hard to build up for. So I think that might be his last chance, but I don't think it's LeBron's at all to get another one. At least like one more.
AD also can't stay healthy to save his life.
No, exactly that too. Forgot about that.
I was sorry if I could just interject.
Yeah, go
I
for it.
didn't even say if I thought this was their last chance. Yeah, I do. I think that's it. I think
Sorry,
yeah.
LeBron's last chance?
Yeah. I even Anthony Davis. I mean, obviously Anthony Davis, maybe he goes and wins a ring, but I don't feel like AD's winning a ring in LA with LeBron again. I don't see it happening. I think AD needs to be healthy and doing his own thing, because it's like realistically, the guy's really young and he's a top 5 NBA talent when healthy. So I feel like he could do something in the future. But for now, yeah, I don't really have any hopes for their future. And I like Brandon said, I could see LeBron possibly moving to some other team. So yeah.
Yeah, so I think basically, to sum it all up, we're all sort of in agreement that we all think LeBron can win a ring. Obviously, it'd be stupid not to, but none of us think it's going to be on LA. Like if
Agreed,
all
yeah.
of us are in agreement, if he stays in LA, there's no ring happening there.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Do we want to do the KD question first, Max?
Yeah, sure. Quickly.
Okay, so Max has down right now. Is KD a better player or is Giannis a better player?
Honestly, personally, if I'm starting a franchise right now, I'm taking Giannis.
Agreed.
He's proven to be healthier the last couple of years, and even when KD's healthy, yeah, he puts up crazy numbers, just this basically similar numbers to Giannis. But when it comes down to it, when they're both putting up those numbers, who's winning? And Giannis's team is way better, in my opinion. They beat them in the playoffs last year. The record this year, I know KD was hurt, but even though he's back, like they've been having close games. They just had a close game with the Knicks 2 nights ago. Like when Giannis is on the court for the Bucks, they're blowing teams out. When KD's on the court for the Nets, they're still not blowing teams out. So give me Giannis.
So if we're starting a franchise, I'm picking Giannis. If I'm saying a better player right now, I'm still gonna take KD.
I'm taking okay. Sorry, for right now, I'm still taking Giannis. Better player right now, Giannis.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna say KD. I value scoring a lot. Whenever you have a player like KD, who's probably one of the best scorers, if not the best scorer of all time, I'm taking 10 out of 10 times. KD is the type of player that could take over a playoff series just by himself. I know they haven't been bad, but haven't been very good this year. A bit disappointing as the 8 seed right now. We'll talk about the Nets obviously in a couple minutes. But if I'm taking a player on who I want to win right now, I'm taking KD. You can easily put a player around him to play defense, even then he's no slouch on defense. He's not amazing, but he definitely isn't like a unusable player on defense.
Yeah, I think I'm just taking. I don't know. I think you guys make good points when it comes to. If you're starting a franchise, then yeah, Giannis is a good option. But I still think Giannis is still the better option right now than KD. Especially the fact that I find that Giannis, even though Giannis's free throws aren't that great, he's still a good overall player, very athletic. And when it comes to kind of thinking about KD, I just think about kind of more like the age, the factor, and that KD has kind of lived up to his glory, I think, but still does well, but not as well as what Giannis is going to do. Like, I think Giannis will outshine KD's career. Like, the bold take, but
that's
not the bold
not a
take.
terrible take though.
No.
Exactly. I think
stuff Giannis has done so far in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he got a ring before KD did, and he did it on his own. So he already has done something KD hasn't.
exactly.
But,
Goes to show you don't need a superstar team to win a ring.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So there's anything I was going to add to that?
Well, who are you taking right now? I know you're a big KD fan guy too.
I am. My issue is that I think if KD was able to play as many games as Giannis was, then 100% I'm taking KD. But just because he's not reliable health wise, I think you have to say you take Giannis right now, anyways, just because day in, day out, he's going to be better for your team because the numbers prove that he's just as good as KD, and the defense proves he's just as good. Like his defense is better than KD's, but let's say KD has the edge offensively. Like I'm just saying, the numbers show they're equal. The only difference right now is one better than the other, and one seems to be more built for today's game. Like don't get me wrong, KD's built like he is what he is. He's 6'11", can shoot from anywhere. Great player. I'm just saying, durability wise, I'm taking Giannis right now, and yeah, that's my final
So
point.
I got a 3v1 against me.
Yeah, unfortunately. And also, what I would say is when you say scoring is really important, I would say that it goes against your argument for the LeBron thing because LeBron could have got the scoring
Title?
scoring title this year, and I feel like some guys able to get the scoring title this year. It's hard to really slander against him as well on the whole. Like it's not like I don't
I
know.
wasn't slandering against LeBron. I'm just saying that the fact that he had a good team and he couldn't make the playoffs is the reason why.
But
Jordan.
Westbrook, we are talking about Russell Westbrook here. Like that guy is.
Hey, you're talking about a guy that 3 years ago or 4 years ago won the MVP.
I know, but like I watched the games, and it's not like LeBron's screwing up. Like obviously he's not great defensively, but like I agree. I just think like if we're talking about the Lakers as a whole, if we're going back to that topic quickly.
Well, we can just move on to the next one because the next question is how does the season impact Westbrook's
Correct.
legacy?
Okay. So yeah, let's move on to this.
We can just move this into our next one.
Go right into that. So how does the season impact Westbrook's legacy?
He's sort of been what Westbrook's been known this last couple of years as a guy who can't shoot, a guy who's making a lot of money.
Yep.
And yet teams still take him on. Do I think this impacts his legacy? No, I still think he's a Hall of Famer. I still think he's a top 100 player of all time. I think he's sort of like a negative asset at this point in his career because he never really adapted to the new NBA game of the NBA and the 3-point shooting.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. I agree with the point where I think Westbrook's still a Hall of Famer, but I actually think he can still be a decent NBA player in this game. I think, like Noah said, he's obviously not a shooter, and the problem with this season was LeBron was injured for quite a bit of the season. AD was injured for most of the season. So Westbrook was the only basically name on that roster. Like Noah was talking, you got Trevor Ariza, you got Avery Bradley, you got people like that. So Westbrook is being forced to take high teens shots a game, and that's not his game. I think if he can find a team, I mean, it's going to be hard because he's got so much money. So I think he's staying in LA. But after LA, if he can find a team where he can be a number 2 or a number 3, I think he'll start to excel again. Like he was really good with Bradley Beal. That's because Bradley Beal's a shooter and he didn't have to. Like if Westbrook's taking 8 shots a game, 9 shots a game,
yeah,
that's perfect. I think Westbrook can still be a good NBA player. He just can't be the number 1 guy, which he was for the Lakers most of the season because of injuries.
Okay, well then, so that's my point though. It's like I agree, but I still think LeBron was their number 1 guy though overall.
Obviously, when he's there, but he wasn't like for the games he wasn't there. Westbrook's taking 20 shots a game.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I think this impacts. Westbrook's legacy quite a bit. Not a lot, but to some extent, just because this was his hometown. He kind of built it up like he was going to do some great things here. He is playing with arguably the 2 best players he's ever played with his entire career. I feel like if there was any opportunity,
Steph Curry wants to talk. Oh, I'm an idiot. I meant Kevin Durant. Why did I say Steph Curry?
I don't know. It's okay.
Never mind. Go ahead.
Anyways, what I'm just saying is that this is his numbers are terrible. Like it's not even close. Like I don't know. I think this season kind of just spells out what we've been kind of putting on a question mark of Westbrook. Is like regular season numbers, yeah, but is it actually wins? Like, is this actually like, do these numbers mean anything? And I think this year spelled it out to a lot of people that okay, this guy's a freak of nature athletically, but he's a cancer for a lot of teams. So I think it has a pretty big impact. Not huge, but definitely kind of cemented my. I would have loved like he had such a great opportunity this season for the Lakers to do incredible things. He could have been Showtime. They could have been winning games, and he could have had his whole career revitalized like that, and he could have been sprung way up. But I'm not really letting this go. I think the fact that he came there and made things way worse kind of shows that there is something wrong with his game. There is some flaw that I do believe should be noticed.
Yeah, I'm not arguing it's a flaw. The only reason I'm kind of disagreeing with you is because, like, before Westbrook came to the Lakers, was he a bad shooter? Yeah. When he came to the Lakers, was he a bad shooter? Yeah. Before he came to the Lakers, was he a good passer? Yes. When he came to Lakers, was he a good passer? Yes. He didn't really change. Like, he stayed the
No,
same.
but he got worse. He got worse. He didn't even get
worse. Like, his shooting
numbers
was
got
always
worse.
terrible. His numbers got terrible because he had to shoot the ball more. So,
yeah,
like,
no. When he was playing with OKC, he was shooting the ball way
that was
more.
one year. He had one like really crazy. His MVP year in OKC, that was ridiculous.
No, even whenever he was playing with Kevin Durant, that was why KD left because he was.
His shooting still wasn't that great though. Like he was.
No, but he was still better. Like he was still. If you look at the numbers,
obviously, because he was younger, but athleticism takes a hit when you get older. I'm saying the only thing I'm saying is like, to me, anyways, maybe not to you, but to me, Westbrook still is the same player he was when he
same skill set.
Yeah, he didn't change.
Yeah, I agree. I think it just got. I actually thought, like, I don't know. There's some footage like this year of him having some terrible shots. Don't get me wrong.
100%. But he had those everywhere he's been.
Yeah, I'm just saying objectively he's been a way better player in the past. And don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
it's because he could be a third option, but there has to be some sort of like, okay, man, like step up your game, like have some pride here. You know what I mean? Like there's accountability to some extent on this guy's game because like who are we gonna accuse if it's not him? LeBron? Like we're really gonna hold a 37-year-old accountable?
No, I think this season the reason that they were so bad it has to rest on AD.
Yeah, I agree.
think the fact that he couldn't stay healthy is the reason that this team did not.
But Westbrook, I don't think Westbrook helps though. I think if he was not there, I think they would have had a better record.
I think if AD is healthy, Westbrook looks a lot better. We're having a totally different conversation.
Yeah, that's true. It's very possible. Very possible. But
I don't know. I'm just thinking like if you look at Westbrook's best years of his career, apart from that crazy MVP season, his best years of his career, he was with Bradley Beal when he had his good year last year. He was with James Harden. Yeah. He was with KD and James Harden again. His best seasons are always with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And this year,
his MVP season.
His MVP season he was by himself.
I said apart from his MVP season.
Okay.
Well, that is a pretty big goal, but yeah.
So like, that's only 1 year though. You know what I'm saying? Like all of his other great years are with somebody else.
Yeah, I agree. But I do think KD left because Westbrook had a flaw. Like it was because he couldn't play with him. Like KD knew that he couldn't win with Westbrook. Maybe. I think that was the issue. But I do agree with what you're saying. Anyways, do you want to move on?
If we want to move on, Brandon, do you think that Westbrook's legacy got impacted by this year?
No, I think you guys talked it out enough.
Moving on, we'll go over our play-in tournament. If you guys are unaware of how the play-in tournament works, 1 through 6 have officially made the playoffs, and the play-in tournament works. 7 plays 8. The winner of that automatically gets the 7 seed. Then 10 and 9 play. The loser of that is eliminated and is the 10th seed. The winner of that plays the loser of the 7 versus 8 seed. And then the winner of that game is then the 8 seed, and the other loser's the 9. I know that might have been confusing, but
very simple. Very simple.
It's confusing. Personally, I hate. I'm not a the play-in tournament at all. Huh?
I hate it too.
I don't like it at all. Like I don't like the whole point of playoffs is for the 8 teams to that deserve to be there make it. And you're giving a chance for two teams that weren't even supposed to be there to make it. It doesn't make
Like,
any
I'm
sense.
sorry. If you're a 10 seed, you shouldn't be
You
here.
shouldn't be making the playoffs.
No.
But anyways, we're gonna go over our who we think will be the 7 and 8 seed after this. They are subject to change still, as there are still 3 games left in the season as we are recording this. But we're just gonna guess off of what they are right now.
Yeah. So currently, in the East, we have the Cavs at 7, the Nets at 8, the Hawks at 9, and the Hornets at 10. If I'm doing this personally, just because the Cavs, Sexton's out, by the time playoffs roll around,
Jared Allen's out.
Allen will still be out. So I'm going to take the Nets in the 7-8 matchup. In the 9-10, I know Collins is out, but I'm still going to take the Hawks. They were like a 5 seed last year. They can definitely do it. So which means I have the Cavs and the Hawks for the 8 seed. And again, I hate to not pick the Cavs, but they're just too hurt. I'm going to take the Hawks. So the way I have it going is I have the Brooklyn Nets finishing as the 7 seed and the Atlanta Hawks finishing as the 8 seed.
I'll go up. I will also join Brandon in having the Nets beating the Cavs to be the 7 seed. However, I'm gonna have the Hornets beating the Hawks. I believe they're a more healthy team. And Gordon Hayward's just coming back. If LaMelo is playing how LaMelo is, I think the defense of LaMelo can shut down, can overpower Trey. For the 8 seed, I would have the Cavs and Hornets. I will take the Cavs in that, so I have the Cavs as the 8 seed.
Moving
Hi,
his
Bray.
fucking Braden's moving his
See you,
guitar.
Bray. He's gone. Maxie?
What the? Why did he just leave with his guitar? Like they're unannounced.
It's Braden. You never know.
It's like he just went off and like someone on Craigslist probably hooked him up or something.
What do you think?
Sorry for sale. Yeah, what are you thinking here, Max?
I'm saying same thing. Taking the Nets over the Cavs. I think KD's still gonna dominate whenever he needs to. Hornets, Hawks. I'll take the Hawks. I think we're forgetting that last season. I think it was last season.
Yep.
Hawks made
They
a pretty good push.
went to the conference finals.
Yep. I think Trae Young's an all-star, if not going to be an MVP candidate in the next couple of years. And then who else? Did we do the West as well?
Then you would have the Cavs and the Hawks.
Yeah, Cavs, Hawks. Did you guys do the West as well?
No.
No,
No, so like
No.
you have who do you think is going to win out of the Cavs and the Hawks?
For the 8 seed.
No, I said Nets.
I know.
Yeah,
have
that's
the
your 7 seed, but then the Cavs
Right.
and
I'll take the Hawks. I'm going
so
Hawks.
you agree with me?
Yeah.
Cool. Bray,
Mm,
do you have Cavs or Nets?
I think that I want to say, well, I say the Nets because I know the Nets have a better, like they more of a better team, but I'm not sure the Cavs are actually doing, to be honest. But no, I'll
they
probably
were
go
really
Nets.
good until Jared Allen got hurt.
They were really good until, and is he not back yet? I'm guessing.
I don't think he will be back.
Oh, okay, then. But they still. What about? I guess Kyrie playing.
Yeah, Kyrie can play in home games now.
Oh, okay. So
Kyrie's
yeah,
back.
okay. Well, still, I don't really know who's on there, so I'll probably just go Nets over Cavs for now,
Okay,
and
so how
then
about Hornets, Hawks?
Hornets, Hawks.
You got LaMelo versus Trey.
I'm gonna go Hawks over.
Okay.
Over
So
those
then
two.
you'd have for the 8 seed, you'd have the Hawks versus Cavs. Who do you have winning that for the 8 seed?
Still the Hawks.
Hawks. Okay, so you guys again 3 versus 1.
Okay, so we all agree except for Noah. We all have the Nets beating the Cavs. So
Yeah, that's the only
can
thing we
move
have.
on from there. The Cavs are so hurt; it's unfortunate. They have a good young core. Next, we go to the West. The 7 seed is the Timberwolves. The 8 seed is the Clippers. The 9 seed is the Pelicans, and the 10 seed is the Spurs. Personally, for me, I'm gonna have to go the way this conference is already shaping up. I'm gonna have the Timberwolves over the Clippers. I'm gonna pick the Pels over the Spurs, and then I'm gonna have the Clippers over the Pelicans. I think it's gonna stay the 7, 8, 9, 10 it is right now, I think that's how it's going to stay going in the playoffs. So I have Timberwolves 7, Clippers 8.
So I'm actually gonna go Clippers over Timberwolves. I think they're starting to get healthy at the perfect time. They got Norman Powell back, Paul George back. I don't know if Kawhi is gonna come back at all this year.
I think he's out for the season.
They're gonna hold him out. I still personally am gonna take the Clippers over the Timberwolves. And then I'm actually gonna take Spurs over Pels. I am not a Pels fan. I think they're kind of overrated. So I'm gonna go Spurs. Hey,
I just wanted to point out that CJ's been great for them.
I know. I'm not saying CJ.
Oh no, I know you're not. I know you're not. I just wanted to.
DeJounte Murray, it can clamp him down pretty easily.
Oh, you're not wrong there.
So I'm gonna go Spurs over Pels, and then I'm gonna go Timberwolves over Spurs. So I have 7 being Clippers, 8 being Timberwolves.
Okay, so I have said Clippers versus Timberwolves, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, I'll take Clippers. And then what's the other one? Pelicans and
Spurs.
Pelicans and Spurs.
Spurs. I'll take the Spurs. And then what does that mean?
Spurs,
It means
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves, Spurs.
Timberwolves. I'm gonna take Wolves. So yeah,
So
That's my
Max has the same. Max is the same as me.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I'm jumping on with Brandon on his predictions there. They sounded a little bit more kind of accurate, I find.
all right. Let's just go with that. Let's just
We'll
pretend
go with that. Next we'll jump in. What teams have disappointed you guys the most this season?
What teams disappointed me the most? Honestly, I'm gonna have to say I know there hasn't. No, I'm gonna say the Utah Jazz. I know they're still a 5 seed. They're gonna make playoffs, but if I'm not mistaken, they had the best record in the NBA last year.
They did, yes.
And they're bringing back the same team, and they still have a good record, 48-32. But I just kind of expected a little bit more from them. If we're going to the East, I gotta say the Knicks. They were a playoff team last year. Again, they brought back basically the same team. RJ Barrett took a step up, and they're at currently 35-45 at the time of this recording, eliminated from playoff contention. So that's a disappointing season for me.
For me, from the East, I'm going to agree with Brandon and go with Knicks. Obviously, they were a playoff team last year. I believe they were a 5 seed. And all of a sudden, they're just not making the playoffs. Something's going on in New York. And actually, for the West, I'm going to go with the Pelicans. Mainly Zion Williamson disappointing. Not really Pelicans. I just feel like the Pelicans have been talked about for like the last 3 years since Zion got drafted, and they haven't done anything yet. They have Brandon Ingram, who was an all-star last year. I didn't really hear much about him last year. I'm sure he still did great about him this year. I'm sure he still did a great season, but I didn't really hear much from them.
I'll pull it up right now.
I expected them to be a bit better, so they're my disappointing team from the West.
Brandon Ingram averaged 23, 5.5, 5.5.
Okay, so what do you expect from him?
Yeah.
I had the same thing actually. I my Knicks were the East, and then the Lakers were my West. I thought it was kind of obvious, but
Yeah, I figured that was too obvious to pick. I wanted to go something.
Yeah, I had to go with them just because like they are the most disappointing. Like they definitely made me pissed off quite a bit.
I loved it, to be fair, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I know. Which team for you, Bray? Was there any team that you looking? No, whatever.
There wasn't really, actually, to be honest. I wish I knew more about the NBA, but I don't.
What team impressed you the most this season, Braden? Do you have any team that you thought was really good this season?
That was really good this season?
Yeah.
No. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of basketball, Max.
I mean, personally, I think the obvious answer is Memphis. Without John Morant the past month.
I thought the Grizzlies were good, apparently.
I think they're the 2 seed right now, and they haven't had.
I heard they got really good this year, actually.
Yeah, they're currently the 2 seed, and they have the 2 seed by 5 games. Golden State's 5 games behind them. So they basically have the 2 seed on lock without John Morant for the last
1 seed right now?
Phoenix.
Phoenix. I will agree with you, Brandon. I'm gonna go Memphis. I believe last year they were in the play-in tournament, if I'm not mistaken. And then for the East, I'm gonna show some hometown love, and I'm gonna go Raptors. A lot of people didn't have them making playoffs at all this year. Scotty Barnes has been great. Pascal Siakam should be an All-NBA player this year with the stats he's putting up.
He won't be. He should.
So I'm gonna give some hometown love to the Raptors.
Cool. Okay. I said the Boston Celtics. I thought they finally
Oh yeah,
seemed
that's a good one.
click some things into motion. Jason Tatum's probably having his best season yet. Got him in my just like Jason Tatum, let's just say that. What else is there? Tristan Thompson, I think, is kind of doing something there for some reason.
Isn't he in Chicago?
Or no, I thought he was.
No, he's
No,
in he's in Chicago.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. Who's their center then? Is it?
It's Robert Williams. He just got hurt.
He's
He's been
It's
great
Al
this year.
Horford.
Yeah, he is good.
He's been a
And
beast.
Jaylen Brown's a bucket. And yeah, they seem to be finally clicking, which is nice to see. So, yeah.
Okay, we're gonna move into our top 5 Canadian basketball players of all time.
The Raptors beat the 76ers, by the way.
They came back.
Yeah, they won by
Man,
5.
I watched that first quarter and they couldn't generate any offense
You
whatsoever.
guys know Noah Gage?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he went to that. He goes to my school.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
They won 119, 114.
He literally lives
Wow.
like straight across from me. It's kind of funny.
Upset alert in the playoffs.
There we go.
If we're talking about top 5 of all time,
No, we're doing
Kinda hard.
favorite. It's not all
What?
time. It's top 5 favorite, not all time.
okay, yeah,
It could
favorite
be
all
all
time. So 5, I'm going with Shea. Just kind of a jersey of him.
Yep.
4, I'll go Andrew Wiggins.
Okay.
3, Jamal Murray, because I really like his play style. Who's that 2? 2, Chris Boucher, because he's a Raptors legend.
I knew you were gonna
And
say
number
that.
1, Steve Nash.
Chris Boucher is probably my 6, not gonna lie. There's some okay, so mine is
I definitely missed someone.
I got your miss, don't worry. My
Anthony
5 is
Bennett, he's the GOAT.
my 5 is also Shea. He's just probably one of the youngest, best Canadian basketball players in the league right now. Number 4 is Jamal Murray. Like Noah said, I love his play style. He's got a lot of swagger to him, and he's representing Canada well. My number 3, the guy who Noah missed, can't believe it, Corey Joe.
No,
Gotta love him.
I didn't miss anything.
I know, I'm just kidding. But Corey Joe, you know, he's been a solid NBA player his whole career, and he played for the Raptors for quite some time. So he was always a good Canadian in my books. Number 2 is just Andrew Wiggins. The amount of hype that came out of him from the draft, it really I mean, he hasn't let it down, but he hasn't really lived up to it at the same time. But I mean, he got a lot of traction generating in Canada because of how big of a prospect he was. And then 1, if you don't have Steve Nash, you're crazy. Best Canadian basketball player of all time.
Okay. My top 5. I have a tie at number 5 because I knew that I couldn't leave him off the list because you guys would say, how dare you put this guy in the list over him? Because, you know, if we're talking about current NBA Canadian. Anyways, Boucher is my 5 along with Lugans Dortz.
Lou Dort. Lou Dort.
Lou Dort. I don't want to forget Lou Dort, so
He's
I
a
had
baller.
him at 5. So mine's a top 6, but those guys are tied at 5 because I think they both need some appreciation. I love Dortz. Great defensive player. He's had some really good NBA moments. He's put up like a 40 piece, I think.
Yeah, he did. He put up a 40 piece a year ago.
He's a baller.
So that's really cool. Number 4, like Noah had, I have Andrew Wiggins. All right, whatever. He definitely had higher expectations coming out of his draft year, but it's nice to see that he's doing something these days. So that's why I'll keep him there. And then at number 3, this is going to kind of surprise you guys because you guys will know who my 2 is, I think, based off this. But Jamal Murray at number 3. I think he was had some great Canadian moments already, and NBA moments for Canadians, like the iconic. There was like one where he had like a poster dunk, I think that was insane, and then another playoff moment against the Lakers where he did the under the net scoop. I don't know.
Oh yeah, like the reverse lay, like the jelly reverse lay thing.
He's also done a lot of clutch threes and then shot the arrow afterwards.
Yeah, the arrow was a classic Sally.
Offensive masterpiece, but he's my number 3. My number 2, I actually just like his game quite a bit, and I find it fun to watch. And Brandon's already mentioned him, but number 2 maybe a bit too high, but just my favorite, Shai Alexander. I really am a big fan of this guy. I think he's a bucket from the start, and he's a young guy. I'm excited to see what he does moving forward, and Jamal, don't get me wrong, he's probably a better player than Shaw. But I'm more
I don't
excited.
even say that.
Yeah,
I would
that'd
say
be
she's
close. They're probably, in my opinion, they're in the same range.
for sure.
Okay, well, I
They're
think
both
Jamal's
borderline
definitely
all-stars.
proven more. Jamal's definitely proven more in the league.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could say.
Yeah.
You could say
So,
that.
anyways, Shy's 2, and then of course the GOAT, Steve Nash is at number 1. So,
Braden, do you have a list?
Yeah, I got
Perfect.
what was it there? I had RJ Barrett. This is kind of just like
RJ's a good pick. RJ's a good pick.
How did I miss him?
yeah,
man. That
was the first guy I thought of when I saw it. Like, I love RJ Barrett.
I thought of him too,
RJ
but
Barrett.
I think he needs another year or two to get me on the train.
Yeah, but this is just my like since I
No,
don't
no,
watch.
Braden, I'm not. That's a great name. I don't.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
I had Chris. What is it? Chris Is it
Boucher.
Boucher, yeah, at number 4. Andrew Wiggins at number 3. And then what was my other one? It was Jamal Murray at 2, and then Steve Nash at 1, obviously. So very generic list, but
no, that's fine. All right.
There's
You guys
not many
want to
great
move on?
Canadian basketball players to choose from.
I like this Moments one. I feel like I have a lot of good ones.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Raptors fan, so a lot of these are going to be Raptors, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, we're doing top 5 NBA games / moments. So my 5, I pulled a max and I did a tie. They're both Raptors moments. Number 5 was the Raptors grabbing the 1 seed in 2018. That was just a big moment. Obviously, they lost to LeBron in the playoffs that year, but just the Raptors selecting a 1 seed was big for Canada, and I think it got the Raptors name out there. And then tied was I was at Noah's house for this, and we actually witnessed this together. It was OG Anunoby's game winning.
Yeah, bro, we went nuts for that.
Yeah, we went nuts. OG
in the bubble. In the bubble.
3 in the bubble against the Celtics.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't leave that out. That was just a huge moment.
That was
Me
a
and
good
Noah
one.
watched
I
it
remember
together,
that.
so it was fun. So I had those tied at 5. Number 4, I have LeBron's 3-1 comeback. It's classic. It's the first year I really got into basketball, and to watch that was cool. Number 3 was Kobe's last game. We all tuned into it. It wasn't even a real NBA game. Basically, they just keep giving Kobe the ball and letting him shoot. He shot so many shots that game. I don't even know what the number was, but it was ridiculous.
Dropped 61, right?
Yeah, but I don't like the amount of shots he took. It was
probably 30 plus.
Something like that. Number 2, obviously, I'm a Raptors fan. It's the championship. Bringing the first title north was.
We know what number 1 is.
Obviously, yeah. If you know I'm a Raptors fan, number 1 has to be Kawhi's Game 7 shot against the 76ers. I think I think it's a fair number 1. The reason it's over the Raptors championship is because we were canoeing when the Raps won the championship. I actually saw the Kauai shot, which made it a little more impression on me over the championship. We heard it over a telephone while we were canoeing. So Kauai shot.
I remember watching that shot live. It was wicked.
Yeah, I watched it with my mom. Even my mom screamed.
I watched it with Jordan. No, I watched it with Jordan because all you guys were gone pretty much. So
okay, my 5. You guys might not remember this. This was like the first year I started watching basketball. There was a game. It was like early in the year that DeMar had like a poster on 2 Pistons players. And like
I remember that. And it was like
that was like the first year I actually started watching basketball. It was at my dad's house. It was like 9:30 at night and on a school night. So my dad was already in bed. And I remember I screamed and I just heard from no, go to bed from my dad. I was like, DeMar just posted someone died. I yelled back at him. I just remember that. I thought that was a great. Number 4 is the 3-1 comeback. Brandon said that. LeBron in the finals, especially the blocked on Iguodala. Number 3 is actually the 2016 dunk contest between Gordon and Levine.
Oh, that's a good.
That's
I watched that a lot on YouTube, like a crap ton. If I'm bored, I'll just search that up and watch it. Number 2, I actually have the Kauai shot. And number 1, I have the championship just because it's the championship, even though we didn't watch it. Brandon,
just to jump in, boys. You don't have to ask me here. You're so like pretty much like your 2's list is this kind of the same as mine, except I have the Kauai shot at 1, and then the Rap, and then the.
Well, say it out. We're all Raptors fans. We all have similar.
Max lists. Not Max is, or he kind of is.
No, man, like it's just because like to watch that series unfold, like because I never watched basketball my entire life up until that point. Really, I remember being at your house, Brandon, actually when they were playing the Magic in the first round. and
Yeah.
then they fucking then they no they lost
No,
one game.
they
I think it
lost
was
the
a
first. They
fourth-
lost game one.
They lost game one. That's right, and then they won 4 straight after that.
I also remember in the bubble, Bray, game 7, I think it was, against the Celtics. You came and watched that game with me at my house after one of our baseball games.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I watched that whole series, and then I watched the 76ers one with Jordan, and then pretty much by myself with the when the one against the Lakers.
The Warriors.
The Warriors, sorry, not the
You
Lakers.
walked away.
I meant, that's what I meant. But anyways,
All
but
right.
yeah, no, that was good. That was fucking good.
So my top 5 favorite NBA games, less moments. Number 5, guys. Brayden probably doesn't know about this one, but the Curry OKC buzzer beater.
Yep,
was-
the half, like
Wasn't
that,
it
just
half court?
just under half court one.
Yeah, I thought about
Yeah.
that one too.
That was pretty crazy. That was my introduction to basketball. One of my first. I remember watching that with like Yaman in like the high school locker room or something like that at lunch PE or something. Something.
Yep.
Something like that. Just a great moment watching that. That was Curry at his best. I don't care what anyone says. That was my favorite.
Like
Curry
that year he
moment.
won unanimous MVP.
Yeah, that was, and that was just unstoppable. I remember watching that. I'm like, I've never seen anything like that in NBA like history. Like no one wins off a shot like that. Obviously you do, but no one takes that shot like that with that
Unless
much
you're Curry.
confidence. This
Was
is
that
just
2016?
that was 2016. That was insane. That year was goated. That was the 3-1. That was the Kobe 60-point, and that was the unanimous Curry. That was
A great year for
that
basketball.
was not even just basketball, sports in general. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that was a Patriots one or something. I think that was the Falcons year. I think.
Probably.
I don't know.
You-
Anyway,
That was the year that Pittsburgh won the Stanley Cup too, so it was a pretty good year.
there was a lot. There was Olympics going on. You had everything. Anyways, number 4, the Westbrook buzzer beater in his MVP season. I don't know if you guys
The
remember. it.
one against the Nuggets.
Yes.
I know
Remember,
that
like
one.
he gets the ball. Steve Adams gets the ball, gives it to him, and he shoots it from like
Yep.
just under half court. Yeah. I got it.
It's right from like the shot, the
left
announcer's
side.
area. Yeah. it's
Yep.
near the
Left
announcer.
side, and it's. I think he needed to make that. Or I don't know.
He needed to make that to average a triple double for the season or something
Yeah,
like that.
correct.
that was it. That was it.
Yeah, and it was like, oh my god, like this motherfucker is insane. Like he
Yeah.
made that shot, and I was like, this guy can do anything. Harden was like on his tail a little bit because he was having an insane year, but I think that cemented it. And I remember watching that live, and I was like, holy shit! Like he's not even a good 3-point shooter. He just made a clutch shot for the game, and then just got the freaking triple double while we're talking about it. So and he dropped
Yeah, that was pretty nuts.
he dropped 50 to get that. That gave him 50. That 3 gave him 50. So it's like insane game. Number 3, I wish he was here for it, but I have Giannis's ring. I mean, here for it is in. I wish Khaled was here for this so I could tell him about it. But I have Giannis's ring at number 3 whenever they beat the Suns and they had the block and then I feel like there was some iconic. No, he had the 50 piece in his last game, but that for me, I remember watching that with Khaled, and there was some money on that game, and I got some money out of that game from Khaled, and just it was a great moment for me and Khaled. I mean, especially me and Khaled. So that's why it's at number 3. Number 2 is the Kauai shot, of course. How can you forget that? Insane moment. I watched that live. The only reason I don't have the Raptors championship at number 1 is just because we weren't there for it. So I heard it over the phone, or over the radio or whatever you want to call it.
You heard it. You heard it outside of your tent whenever freaking Max Drew and them started yelling it.
Yeah, exactly. They were coming over, Nick Osborne and them. So that was a really cool moment, but I wasn't actually able to watch it, unfortunately. So my number 1, the game that probably got me into basketball in the first place was the Game 7 Cleveland Warriors with the block. That for sure. That was
a great number 1.
Yeah, 100%. That was in 2015. I was in Alberta. 2016, sorry. It was in Alberta. I was watching it with my family, and I remember watching that and watching it with my grandparents, and they had no idea what was going on, but I was just like fascinated, It was visual. So that was my number 1 moment. I didn't even like LeBron. I didn't even want the Cleveland Cavaliers to win, but just the whole story of it, everything that was going on, I was like, okay, basketball is pretty cool. Like I don't even like, I'm not even good at basketball. I don't consider myself a basketball player, but that got me hooked since then. So that's my number one moment. So yeah.
Definitely a good one. Yeah. Do you have trivia for us, or are we?
Yes, I do.
You
And
do?
it's a
Okay,
special
perfect.
trivia.
I'm scared.
How many questions is it?
There's 5 questions, and you guys are going to be very interested about these questions. Has anyone here not seen The Office?
I've never seen The Office.
What?
Are they about The Office?
What? You guys haven't seen The Office?
Are you
What?
serious?
No.
Oh my life, Michael! What's wrong? Everything's wrong. The
Well,
stress
Max,
of my
Max,
modern
you know what,
office
though? You know
has
what?
caused
This
me
is
to
their
go
first-
into
This will give Braden his first ever
He's
win.
never won a quiz.
Braden's never won. He's gonna win office trivia.
depression. Isn't that
No,
a fancy
it's
word
not
for
stupid.
feeling bummed out? Dwight, you're ignorant slut.
Okay, Braden, shut up and let Max do the questions.
Max, is it Office
Motherfucker
trivia?
just decides to quote all the seasons instead of
I
actually doing the quiz.
Is your trivia on The Office though?
Yeah, that's what it
Okay,
was
let's
on.
do it then. We'll give Bray a win, and me and Noah
Let's
will
do
try
it.
our best.
Let's do it.
Okay, I can't believe you guys
That
haven't
Braden
seen The
doesn't
Office.
win.
It's like literally.
Yeah. I'm gonna be pissed if
Have
I
you guys
don't.
have you
One
guys seen The
sec. One
Simpsons?
sec. One sec.
I've seen like 2 episodes of The Simpsons, 2 episodes of The Office.
Okay, so fuck me. Okay. I was gonna say I assumed every white person has seen The Office, but I guess
No, this
not.
is good though because now we get to feel like Braden, and Braden gets to feel like us. This is good.
Yeah.
That depends on you can get them all right.
I
Though.
brought in a call.
Okay. Who's that? Oh my. Oh. Hi.
Hi, I'm Nathan.
He knows The Office.
Yeah.
Braden,
Okay,
you got a competitor.
All right.
Who the fuck is
Yeah.
this?
Nathan.
This is Nathan. This
Who?
is different
I'm
Nathan
Nathan
than Nathan
Johnson. I'm
Griffiths.
21. I'm from St. Catharines, Ontario. L211B3 is my postal code.
Well, congratulations, buddy. You want to give me your phone number while you're at it too?
No.
You'll have to serenade me before I can give you that.
Oh, I can do
Okay,
that
let's
for
get
you.
into some office trivia.
All right.
All right, let's get rolling here.
Okay. So, what was the name of Jan Levison's assistant at corporate?
Oh, it was
Don't say it out loud. Braden, I can't wait to hear your guess.
Yeah, I got no idea.
Braden. You
I
know.
already have it.
Oh my God, you fucking weirdo. Okay.
I rewatched The Office like 6 times, so I think I got it by now.
Okay, I got it.
All right, Braden.
Hunter.
Well, Braden. Okay, I'm gonna guess Hunter.
I'm like a Carter.
You can't do that. You, Brandon. No.
My call got it wrong.
Oh no. What are you gonna guess?
He said
Go.
Carter.
No, it's Hunter. All right.
Well, me and Bray have a point.
Damn. You're supposed to do one thing.
Brandon shouldn't get a point, but fuck whatever. Okay, we'll give
Hey,
it to him.
get Braden to guess last. That's just
Yeah, okay.
We're bad.
What
That's
is the name of the building security guard?
Oh, got it.
You're supposed to do one thing. You can't even do that.
Hey, do I pay attention to that? No. I pay attention to the jokes.
Brandon, do you know it? Or no, Brandon.
Yeah, I know it. I know it. I already got it.
Okay.
And I've never seen
Um,
that.
Hey, I got a guess.
All right, Brandon. Let's go.
I don't know what's like a white person.
He's black.
Hank.
He's
Hank.
black.
Hank. I don't know.
Okay, I got my guess.
I don't know.
Okay, go.
Hank.
That's
Okay.
It's Hank.
Yeah, Brandon, how'd you know that?
I searched it up.
Yeah, okay.
Not cheating. That's not
I
allowed.
can see you typing.
I've searched them up both times.
Oh, thank you.
No, I have no
You know
idea.
I'm
I'm just
wrong.
gonna search them up and try and get them right that way.
Yeah, well, you can not search them up this time, okay?
Because I don't have
what
no
is
idea.
what is the name of Pam Oster's and Toby's club?
Oh, okay. Got it.
This man is putting in so much effort right now.
I think I have a guess.
Shut up, Brandon. You can't look it up. Fuck. You can't just keep doing this.
I think I have a guess. Okay, can I take a guess?
Yeah, go ahead there, cheater. Fuck.
Is it like the Finer Things Club?
Onion is dead fast.
Cheater. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, literally. Alright,
Braden, did you know that?
Yeah, I knew it.
fucking-
I did too.
Okay, I won't cheat on this one. I won't cheat on this.
Is this the last one?
No, there's two more. Brandon,
more.
you're fucking.
I promise I won't cheat. I promise.
No,
I
you
promise.
disqualified 2 questions ago.
No, I'm still in this.
No.
You didn't bring in a
what's-
friend.
Yeah, Brandon, you can bring in a friend, but you probably don't fucking have any. So it's all
You're
good.
right. So I had the internet.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that's his friend.
I got
What-
hours of The Office in my brain. That's all.
What is the name of Michael's favorite movie?
I actually know that.
Can you do like the song that they do in the CPR training? Like, I know that one.
I don't know. I don't even know what the
Dude.
fuck that is.
It's Don't Stop
Staying
Believing.
alive.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Staying Alive. Sorry, Staying Alive. Staying Alive.
Staying alive.
Okay, I got the answer to this one.
Okay, go, Brandon.
Well, I gotta make sure they all.
Well, actually, yeah.
I got mine.
We'll start with Noah. Go, Noah.
Is it Die Hard?
No.
No.
Good try. You'll know it whenever I say it.
Grown Ups.
No.
I don't think Grown Ups was out yet. It wasn't.
Movie there. Oh,
Brayden.
Right? If you get one wrong, I'm gonna be disappointed.
what the hell's the
Come on,
name?
Brayden. They made a whole episode about it.
Wait, is it Michael Scott's movie?
Well, no, it's
Or no,
his favorite-
or is it his favorite movie?
It's his favorite movie, but they do
What's
like
that?
a thing of it.
Quick, giving.
I think that might have been before, like, because
Your
I've only
time's up.
watched.
Question's wrong.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I don't know, Max.
Okay, the answer was Threat Level Midnight.
No.
Level
that's
Midnight.
the-
Wait, what? No, that's the name of his movie, isn't it?
No, but
That's the
isn't
name
it-
of his movie.
Okay, well, the trivia said, "What is the name of Michael's favorite movie?" And that's what they put. Threat Level Midnight.
Yeah, Threat Level Midnight is the one that he made.
Well, you should have said it then, Braden.
Well, I knew that. I didn't,
No
but he said
point.
favorite movie.
No point.
No point. Next question.
Point. Next question. What does Kevin wear on his feet to Jim and Pam's wedding?
I got
I got it.
it. I got it.
I got it.
All right.
Crocs.
Brandon.
Kleenex boxes.
Okay.
Braden.
Kleenex box. Like,
Yeah.
Damn.
Brandon.
One.
And
You said
Okay,
Crocs.
no, yeah, that's the answer. And Brandon said Crocs. So fuck Brandon.
Hey, I tried. I didn't cheat.
No, I know. Was that actually your real answer? Okay.
I'll be a minute.
All right. So Noah
Crocs,
and
that's right,
Brandon,
that's a good
I
answer.
think, are tied, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So one more question. I'm gonna.
Is it good office based
No.
again? Thank you.
Can I ask an office-based question? I actually know one.
Okay. What? You're out.
I
You're
don't.
Yeah, no,
disqualified.
so let me ask the question. I got this. I got this.
Okay.
I got
So
this.
you want to be a part of this question? You're saying?
No, I want to give them the question. I've watched one episode of The Office and I have a question from it.
Okay.
Oh,
Go for it.
Noah, have you watched a single episode?
Yes, the very first
Followed
one.
Health.
Then you might actually get this. Okay. I don't know exactly what episode this is, but it's in one of the first episodes, one of the first like 5, we'll say. What sport do they play in The Office?
okay.
Oh.
Everyone knows the
Soccer.
answer.
Braden?
Basketball.
It's basketball. We've been talking about
know what?
basketball all podcast, so I thought I'd
No one
bring
did
it
that.
I
up.
don't know.
You know what?
No,
You know,
how do you remember that? There's like literally a whole ass fucking.
there's a whole episode on it, and then like
I
only
only
people-
watched the very first episode, and that's it.
That's
It's
like the only
literally
episode
Michael
I've
Scott.
watched.
I've
Is the
seen all.
basketball
Anyways,
one.
okay. Well,
All
that's
right,
it. That's
we're gonna wrap it up there. You guys enjoyed. Make sure you leave a
Braden
like.
finally
Braden won his
won.
first ever trivia.
you guys.
We'll see you next time.